My name is Vardhaman Deshpande, and today we are going to discuss about one of the coolest new SharePoint development features in Visual Studio 11, that is the list designer. So let me just explain my setup to you. This is the Visual Studio 11 beta, the ultimate version, and I have got a standard SharePoint team site as my test site. So going back to Visual Studio, let's create a new project. Let's select as a SharePoint 2010 project. Let me name this as list designer project. I'll select my test site. I'll select deploy this solution as a sandbox solution, and I have my empty SharePoint project ready. So what I'll do is I'll just add a new item to the project, select that item as list, and call it as my color list. So now I have the option to choose what type of list do I want to make. Do I want to make it based on one of the predefined SharePoint templates like the document library, contacts, calendar, or announcements, on anything, or do I want to make my custom list? That is, do I want to keep it as default? So let's just keep it as default, and now you can see some of the new exciting features of Visual Studio 11. So first we have this columns tab where you can define all the columns you want to include in your list. As you can see, a title column is already present as a single line of text and it's required. So let's just add another column called color. Let's just make it as a choice column, and let's keep it as not required. So when I click on this color column in the properties window, I can select all the other properties which are associated with a standard SharePoint field. I can select the description, my favorite color, and I can also add a few default choices to the choice column. So I'll go to type, I'll go to items, and I'll select a few choices: red, blue, yellow, green. So when I click on OK, I have my color column ready. So from this button you can access the different content types which are associated with the list. You can manage them around. The next tab is the views tab, where you can create views on the list. So we have already one view called all items that is there by default. We'll create another view called colors. Let's just keep its row limit as 10. Let's not make it read only, and let's make this as default. And now to add some fields to the view, let's just add the title and the color. So as you can see in this properties window, you have some properties with respect to the colors view. You can make this view as hidden. You can make the image URL, and also the sorting and grouping option. So when I click on the sorting and grouping, I can select different columns which I can make groups based on them. I'll make this as descending, show group header. I'll select it, and you can also select expand group by default. So we have customized one of the views on the list. Now I have this another tab called the list, where I can select the display name of the list. I can select the URL of the list, description, the quick launch, whether I want to show it on quick launch, and also whether I want to make this list hidden or not. So that's it. I have customized my list So let's just deploy it and see whether it's working. Yes. So let me refresh the screen. I have my color list. Let me test by adding a new item. Let me add a title. My favorite color is red, so I select as red. So as you can see, oops, as you can see, we have the colors view as set as default, and it's grouped by the color. If you go to the view properties, you can see that it's grouped by the settings which we described earlier. Now I'll just show you what goes on under the hood. So whenever we select some properties from here, those properties are transcribed into the schema.xml file of the list. So if I click on schema.xml, I'll get this dialog which says schema.xml is already open. So either I can have the designer open or I can have the schema.xml open. So you can see that we are back to how things were in Visual Studio 2010. In the fields element, I have the fields which I created from the designer with the default choices. Also, when I go to the views, when minimize the views, I have this view which I just created from the designer with the row limit, with the group by, order by. So as you can see that the designer itself is a add-on which helps create different schema.xml files for lists, and I feel it's a very important part of Visual Studio 11, which will help the SharePoint developers in their productivity, increase their productivity. So I hope you had as much as fun which I had in the screencast, and I'll see you next time. Bye.